Well, the basketball season is rapidly approaching. We'll preview it next on Conversation. Well, hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Conversations. I'm your host, John Nelson. This is the girls' edition of AISD basketball. We'll preview all the teams from District 4 6A and Seguin representing District 9 5A. We begin with the Lady Colts of Arlington High. Natasha Newsome is the head coach for the Lady Colts of Arlington High in year number 4. And Coach, I know you're excited to get this season underway. It's right around the corner.
Yes, very excited. We have some talented girls that are back this year, and we have some new talent coming in, so I'm excited about the season.
All right, Courtney, Cleveland, and the younger Saucer sisters return, and they really have to have a good year, do they not?
Yes, definitely have to have a good year. Courtney is a senior this year, so I'm expecting a lot out of her. She's basically my only post that I have this year. She's the height of our team because we're kind of small this year, so I'm expecting a lot out of her. With Nikki, she was one of our main scorers last year. She's going to have a big year.
Who else or who came up from the JV that you might have to rely on this year?
I have no one from my JV team that I brought up. I have 8 returners from last year, and then I have 2 freshmen that are coming up straight from junior high.
Straight from junior high. What has to go right, Coach, for you to be competitive in the district this year?
Our defense. Defensively, we just got to get better. I feel that this year we have the pieces offensively to score some points, but we've got to keep everyone else down to a minimum.
Were you defensive-minded coming in 4 years ago?
I've always been defensive-minded. I told my girls that today. I'm a defensive-minded coach. That's something that I expect them to do is play defense. And if we can score and keep others below where we are, then obviously we win the game. So I'm very defensive-minded.
All right, condition-wise, have they been doing the things that they should have been doing the last couple of months?
Yes, they are probably ready for season because we've been conditioning a lot. Normally in the season, before season, we condition a lot. We're out on the track, we're in the gym running, and the girls worked hard over the summertime. We have our conditioning program for 6 weeks, and they came in and did what they were supposed to do, so they came back very well conditioned.
All right, tell me about your tournaments this year for the Lady Colts.
This year we're going back to Grand Prairie. We've been there for the last 4 years. We are going this year to Prosper, the Prosper Invitational, and we are hosting the Arlington Classic tournament for the girls and the boys side this year.
How do you see this district playing out? There's a new team in, the Lady Tigers of Mansfield, but a little bit of change, but how do you see things shaping up?
This year we're in a tough district. Every year we're always in a tough district. I think the teams are very competitive. You're going to have those teams that are always going to be at the top, but we're looking to take them down this year.
What excites you about a new season? Every season is different, new faces alone, but what excites you about just the start of the season itself?
Basically, it's the start of the season. You're trying to put puzzle pieces together to see what works, see what's going to be good for you for all season, and just working towards that championship. So. And
most of the girls know they can wipe the slate clean from last year. What happened last year is just a memory.
Right, and I preach to them every year that we're starting off new, we're starting off fresh. It doesn't matter what happened last year, you can come in and we can win that championship.
All right, Natasha, good luck to Arlington High this year.
Thank you very much.
The Lady Vols of Arlington Bowie are coached by Kelly Carruthers in year number 6. They advanced a couple of rounds last year in the tournament. They advanced 3 rounds, losing to Midland Lee by a couple of points in the final couple of minutes. And Coach, that game really could have gone either way.
At the end of the day, we didn't take care of business like we should have, and we just weren't consistent.
Had you won that game, how much further do you think you could have gone?
Regionals is always tough. Of course, we have to come up with against Duncanville, and there were some pretty tough teams. As far as making it to regionals, it's pretty competitive. Anybody who comes out of Region 1 is 9 times out of 10 is going to win state.
Yeah, Region 1 is still the toughest.
It's the powerhouse.
Okay, how many returning starters do you have, and tell me about the makeup of your team?
I have 9 returners, 3 seniors. I have 3 juniors returning and 2 coming from JV. I have 3 sophomores returning that were all on varsity last year as freshmen, and then I have 1 freshman, 1 incoming freshman.
You had a strong bench last year. more underclassmen than seniors this year, which is good.
Absolutely. It gives us that experience that we need going into this year. And the girls are very excited. We're looking forward to this season.
Who's your 1-2 punch? What's your backcourt look like?
I would have to say Jasmine Robinson. She's a junior returner for 3 years now in Varsity. She was our district MVP. And Malay McQueen, she's our sophomore guard, shooting guard. But it's not just two. I'd have to also throw in Sierra Morris. She's a senior guard. Taylor Watkins is going to be a huge factor for us, very athletic, can go on the wing and inside. Kamaya Miller is also another senior. So it's not just one or two kids. It's going to be a team effort this year.
Coach, physically, can you tell what kind of shape the girls are in?
We're in excellent shape right now. They have worked really hard over preseason. They even got together before school started on their own and worked out and just came in ready. The first day of school, we worked out.
Mansfield comes into the district now. How do you see the district playing out?
It's going to be very competitive this year. Everybody's been working really hard, and Arlington High has a really good team. I've heard all the talk over preseason, and Martin has the strong young kids coming up, and so it's going to be very competitive. Lamar's always in there, North Crowley, so it'll be a fair game.
One thing that really helped you last year in district was winning on the road. I think you lost just one away game, and that was key in the district. I know that kind of stings, that one loss.
Well, hey, everybody likes to win.
Yeah.
And my kids know how to win, and so when we lose, it's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a learning experience for us. So we just pick up the pieces and we keep it moving.
Okay, I know the tournaments you're in this year, and one that's really key is the Allen tournament.
Yes. It's a huge tournament for us. We get to play a lot of great teams up in the north, and we look forward to it every year. We actually stay out there, so our first out-of-town tournament won't be playoffs. So that gives the girls kind of experience to stay in a hotel away from parents and get that playoff experience.
Does that help having that particular tournament early where you stay away from Arlington?
Absolutely. It helps out a lot because, like I said, it's usually a 32-team tournament, and college scouts are there, and so it's throwing us right in the fire to see where we are. Gives us a good gauge.
All right, Kelly, good luck to you in the Lady Vols this year.
Thank you.
Errin Levels is in her 8th year coaching the Lady Vikings. Lamar, a playoff team last year, advancing 2 rounds and eventually losing to Midland High School. Coach, how do you feel about the upcoming season with, I guess, 6 of your 8 returners from last year?
I am excited about the 2016 season. I believe that my 6 girls that are returning are excited about the year. We've said all summer our goal is to be better than we were last year, and that would mean us advancing past the 2nd round and then having a record that was better than what we had this year. And so I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have a playoff motto or a theme this year for the team?
At the present time, we don't. We just try to go hard every day, and go hard has been our ongoing theme every year.
All right, you got Pam Bird returning and also Ariel Williams, and you have a couple of others I know you're excited about.
I am. I'm excited about Ariel. She's returning. She was the offensive player of the year for our district last year, and she'll be returning, so I'm expecting her to put up the same type of numbers, if not better, that she did last year. Pam Bird, she'll be returning. She's a senior. She also was a crucial part of our offensive scoring system. And then Destiny Thurman, she's a junior this year, and she's already being heavily recruited to play basketball at the next level, and I'm expecting her to step up and really contribute to our offense this year.
Coach, will your offensive scheme change much from last year, because you had a pretty deep bench at times?
Well, this year we're smaller. I don't have the size I did last year with Ariana being gone. And so we're going to try to play a little more small ball, try to press a little bit more, but we'll still run some of the same motion offense.
Hot tournament schedule this year, and what tournaments are you excited about? And how do you judge tournaments leading into a district season?
Well, I try to play 3 tournaments every year. I usually start off with Flower Mound And we go out there, and that one is not as competitive as some of the others, but it gives us a good starting tournament to get in 4 good games. And then we'll follow up with the Cowtown in December, which is a lot more competitive. Timberview is always there, and you know they're a state team. And then we end up with the Rotary at the end of December, and that's all the big boys. If you're there, you got to bring it, because there's always someone there who's going to be in the state tournament for sure. It's guaranteed.
You did finish strong in the second half of the season last year, which was really key heading into the playoffs.
It did. You know, I had 8 players last year total, and we lost one there for about 3 weeks. So I played for 3 weeks in early December, early January with 7 players. And I think that hurt me not having anybody to come in and sub. And those games I lost there were 6 points, 8 points, and 9 points. So that means we were in the game, you know, for the most part. We just weren't able to come out on top. So I'm hoping that with this 10, I have 6 incredible experienced players, and I've got 4 that can come off the bench and really help us contribute so that we can win more games, win those close games this year.
Errin, how do you see the district race this season?
Oh, it's going to be tight as always. You've got the Bowie Vols, who are always good, and they have several returners as well. North Crowley has a good number of seniors on their team that's going to be returning. Martin, they're always good. Arlington High has really been improving over the course of the last 2 years, and I was able to see them a little bit in fall ball, and they are going to be good as well. So it should be a tight race.
And you'll also play Seguin before district play, is that right?
That's right. You know, we have a little rivalry going on with Seguin. We've played them twice now. They won the first year, and I won last year, and it's always a close game. It always brings out a big crowd. It's a big game. I don't know which way it's going to go this year. I can't call it yet, though.
That's Errin Levels of Lamar. Coach, good luck this year.
Thank you so much.
Well, Martin unable to be here, but the Lady Warriors led once again by head coach Brooke Britton. In her 7th year, Martin did make the playoffs a season ago. The 3 tournaments that they will play this year, the Flower Mound Tournament, the Arlington ISD Invitational, and the Mansfield Rotary Tournament. Martin's district season begins December 13th against Arlington High. Jannifer Bailey takes over as the head coach of Sam Houston, replacing Tiffany Barlow. Tiffany now just teaching at Sam Houston. And Jannifer, tell me a little bit about your philosophy and the style of play, being a young team that you are this year.
Well, my goal right now for our team is to bond as one. I'm a firm but fair coach, and right now we are bonding. And I feel that we're going to change the way that people have been looking at Sam Houston.
You have one returning starter.
I do have one returning starter. Her name is Sierra Green, and she is a guard. I also have a young sophomore, Zanetta Grant, who is a very good ball handler, and she's very challenging right now. I think she's going to help us a whole lot.
All right, physically, what kind of shape are the girls in?
The girls have been conditioning for 6 weeks. They have been working very hard, and I'm extremely proud of them. And I know that they're ready for the balls to be in their hands.
It seems like a lot of games last year got away in the second half, and especially late in the third quarter for Sam Houston. What did you learn on the bench itself that has prepared you for this position now?
Well, I know we can't wait to play catch up, and I know we have to start out strong, and I know we will be very good defensive-wise. We're going to be quicker. We're going to be stronger. That's for sure.
So you really don't know your 1-2 punch yet. You don't know.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
May take a while.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about your tournament schedule and what excites you about those particular tournaments.
Well, we will be competing in the Kennedale tournament. We'll also be competing in Keller tournament as well as the Alito tournament this year, and we're very excited.
What has to go right? What has to mesh early for you to be competitive once district starts?
I want the girls to gel, and right now we're working on putting a lock-in together for them. We want them to become as one, to bond the sisterhood, and to be able to put their trust in each other. That's my goal for them right now.
Is that the toughest thing about being a first-year coach? I mean, you know some of the girls already,
Yes.
but you don't want to change midway through the season. They don't want to change. So there's a give and take relationship.
Yes, there is, but we're working on that. We're definitely working on that. And again, my goal is for the girls to believe in themselves, build up their self-confidence, and to bond. And that's what we're working on.
All right, what about the district this year? You have one new team. Weatherford dropped out, Mansfield comes in. What about the district makeup?
We're wanting to make the playoffs this year. Believe it or not, that's our goal. That is our team goal, to make the playoffs.
2 games a week, I mean, that's kind of tough. I don't see how some of these students budget their studies with games on Tuesdays and Fridays. Is that a tough thing for a coach to kind of transcend also?
Time management, I do
Right.
tell the girls we have to spend our time wisely. We give them time during the class period to work on a lot of their homework, but they have to learn how to budget their time, and we're working on that as well.
I mean, there's some checks and balances. I'm sure you checked as an assistant coach last year, but the checks and balances and the time management has changed now being the head coach.
Yes, it has. And it's changed for me as well because I have developed more time into the program. And again, I'm trying to build up our young girls' self-confidence because I think it has been shattered some. And we want the other opponents to know that when they walk into our gym or when we walk into the gym, we're going in for a fight. It's not going to be an easy walk.
What do you like about teaching and coaching at Sam Houston?
I can relate a lot to the students at Sam Houston. I'm originally from North Carolina, and I came from a one-parent home. I can relate to it, and I just love the atmosphere. I love the atmosphere. I do.
Well, Coach, good luck to you and the Lady Texans this year.
Thank you very much.
The Seguin Lady Cougars are led again by head coach Courtney Phillips in year number 12, also the athletic coordinator at Seguin High School. And Courtney, I know last year you had to wipe the slate clean, and it really had to sting not making the playoffs.
It did. You know, we've been there 12 years, myself and my staff, and we've made it 10 out of the 12 years. So, you know, I mean, it happens. We had a lot of injuries last year with our senior class, coming back off the regional final game the year before. It was disappointing, but you know what? Our kids fought hard. They were young. We had 4 freshmen on varsity who are sophomores this year, and we got our 300th win for the program. So you can't win it all the time, but we sure will be grasping to get back this year. For sure.
You really had to play over your heads in about every game, didn't you?
We did, and we played some. I think we lost to Summit at the buzzer. We had Timberview on the ropes, #1 team in the state. So there were times we just sometimes it just didn't fall our way. So it is what it is, and we got to start fresh. We start this Wednesday, so we're ready to go.
All right, who are some of the girls that we'll see this year for the Lady Cougs, and how do you feel with an early indication about the team?
You know what? We're scrappy. We're not tall by any means, but we're scrappy. We've got Tamia Jefferson, the newcomer of the year last year for the old district. We're in a new district. She's a sophomore. She's our point guard. We've got Trinity Cannon, who's a junior, was one of our leading scorers last year, and Darnisha Ferguson is coming back as a senior. So, and she had a couple 20-point high games last year. So we've got those 3 to really lead us. And then T.R. Sostan, one of our seniors, was injured most of the season last year. She just got released, so we're gonna slowly get her back into playing basketball. So we're excited. I think it's going to be a good year.
Who's your 3-point shooter, and who works the inside game, or is
Well,
that still undetermined?
No, right now we have a couple of them. Samaya Abdur is a sophomore, and she's a good 3-point shooter. Kiana Jackson, she was on varsity last year, a good 3-point shooter. But surprise, we have Amanda Torres, who sat out her junior year, came back to us in the summer, said she wanted to come back, and so she's back. And in a game we played in a fall league game the other night, and she hit 5 threes. So we're super excited. If she can stay hot like that, it's going to be a good year.
Okay, Coach, you mentioned the new district. It's now District 9-5A. You've got the 2 Burleson schools. You've got Granbury. You've got Cleburne. How do you see the makeup?
You know, it's going to be interesting. Crowley made the playoffs, and I believe the Burleson schools, Alito's out, and we're in. So it's going to be interesting. We have not been in this side of the region or in this district in over 4 years. So I think all of them are new coaches. So it's going to be up to me and my staff to really scout and to look and see what's out there. I know Granbury Granbury's always solid, so they're going to come in there. And Crowley, I believe, was first or second last year, so they've got a strong point guard. So it'll be interesting to see how we measure up in this new district, but we're glad to get out of that old one.
Yeah. Young team or experienced team, you still expect to win a lot of the home games, don't you?
Yes, and we've got a ton of home games this year. We're still young in that we're sophomores, but we have a lot of experience. I mean, we've got 8 coming back off of last year's team, and then we'll sprinkle in a few new ones. Amanda coming back, Tiara coming back, one off injury, and then one off not playing last year. So I think we're going to be okay. We just got to make sure that our minds are right and get out there and work hard.
I know one of the tournaments, Courtney, that you'll play in is the Caprock Classic in Lubbock, and I think that's over New Year's Eve. How did that come about?
My assistant coach, Coach Robinson, had gone to it a few years back when he was the head coach at Round Rock, and we wanted just a change of pace. We wanted to do something different. We usually go on an overnight trip, usually go to McAllen, but that's pretty costly because we fly down there. And I've been getting invites to this tournament probably ever since I've been at Seguin, and it's one of the nation's largest tournaments. It's boys and girls, and so we thought, you know what, we're going to take our kids and we'll see what we can do. So it could end up being staying over on New Year's. It just depends. We haven't seen the bracket yet, so it depends on when the championship game is. So.
All right, Courtney, good luck to you and the Lady Cougs this year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Our thanks to all of the 5 coaches in District 4 6A and Seguin's head coach representing District 9 5A. Hopefully we'll see you at the games this year. Till next time, this is John Nelson saying so long for Conversations.